on, it's a fabulous Friday,
Fabulous
baby.
Friday.
This week has went by so fast. We have had such a good time. So I'm telling y'all that if you ain't got it together by now, you better get it together because we
Get
are
it
moving on to this
together.
month.
Get
Yes.
it together.
Oh, come on, the
You know
First
that
Baptist
song? What's
Choir.
that song?
First Baptist Choir.
No,
Yes.
I wasn't even on. It wasn't even the gospel. It was.
Oh,
I'm not gonna
Lord.
put that on God. I'm not gonna do that. I was somewhere else that was not God. I'm not gonna lie on him like that.
Like to tell the truth, shame the devil. What you say, baby? I
Shame
ain't
the
gonna give it
devil.
to you. What you say? Because you won't be out here telling it on me. I'm gonna tell on myself first.
Every
That
single
part.
time. He like, did my daughter do that? That now,
I
daddy, you know I did that. You know.
look. Before you whoop me, let me go and tell you my part. Look, you
It is
saying?
Friday, y'all. It is fabulous Friday. A financial
Yes.
Friday. Financial freedom Friday. I'm telling you.
Speaking of on the officers on the Empowered girl, I'm so twisted up. Last night on the Melanie Marriage podcast, hey, I said, "Good morning." And I was like, oops, I'm thinking I'm on Empowered Morning Show. And then now I'm on talking about the Empowered Morning Show. And I was getting ready to say about melon and marriage. But we had Dr. Francesca Ross Jones on there.
Okay.
And y'all know Francesca is all about the money, the wealth, the legacy, the financial literacy, getting your taxes and your credit and, just getting your life. So one comment she made was, have you been committing financial infidelity in your relationship?
Now that one right there, that is heavy. I'm gonna
It
have to go back and
was.
listen to that.
It was because you think about it, when you talk about relationships, one of the main things people say that, of course, they'll talk about infidelity can cause the relationship to break up, right? Or they talk
Mm-hmm.
about communication, or they talk about finances. But when you combine a financial infidelity, baby, that's doom and gloom to the relationship because sometimes you can't come back from that because people funny. What they say, don't play about my man, my money,
And my
my
kids.
children.
That's the three top.
Yes,
The three
what I'm saying?
tops.
So when you think about financial infidelity, that's something that we really got to get into and really start managing how, having conversations with the people that are in your life. Because a lot of times you feel like, my money is my money, what I do with my money, how I manage it or whatever, that's my business. But the reason why we don't like to have those conversations is because, you ain't out here doing right. Because
Yep.
the things that you do well, the things that you're good and you're not hiding anything, you're not slipping and dipping and sliding, you don't have problems talking about that stuff. It's when you behind some
Flip,
closed doors
flip, and
mismanaging
slide.
and yes, when you out here doing some foolishness,
When you out there doing, and you know when you out there doing foolishness,
you
don't
just
sit there and try. I didn't know. You know when you out there doing some
you knew the
foolishness.
foolishness when it popped into your brain. You knew you was looking like, should I do it? Okay, but
Should
they
I?
got a sale. Okay, but they got a sale and it's 10 for however. I'm gonna go and get all 10 of them.
I know, right? It's a work on you
Yes.
stage.
Good morning, Miss Phyllis. Good to see you this morning. Farika, good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Miss Patricia. Paula, good morning. Tina, good morning. Kelly, good morning. Listen, we are excited. And she said, y'all look fabulous. Come on, baby.
Well, thank you.
And
I
Brother
received
T
that
with us
one.
today, so we are even excited, honey. Y'all know Natasha's with us Tuesday through Thursday, so I'm glad to see y'all here. Brother Pat, we had to tell them yesterday. You know how they talk about the preachers when the preachers say, I ain't gonna be here Sunday, y'all, but I still need y'all to show up. I said, don't y'all do us like that because Natasha ain't gonna be here on Friday. Y'all still show up.
Please keep showing up.
They
You
did,
know,
You know we good
need
about
to,
that.
for
We good
sure.
man.
about
Yeah,
disappearing.
I
When
don't.
it's
I can't
cold
even. Yeah.
outside, you know what the weather is when you pull in the church and parking lot. When it's pouring down rain, it's plenty of parking spaces. When it's cold outside, it's plenty parking spaces. When it's super pretty outside, it's plenty parking spaces. It's just,
gotta get the right balance. You gotta get the right temper. Look, don't give them too much.
No. Good
Lord.
morning, everyone. We have ended a great week. This has been
We have.
a great eye opener week. Like, dig about attachments and seeing what you still attached to, and how everything, the trauma still connects with your body, and how your body becomes like you having these stroke, people having strokes and heart attacks. We didn't know it was all coming from some trauma.
Right. Right. Built up trauma. It
Built
really
up
is like,
trauma.
Reverend Pat, I made the analogy yesterday, when you don't get rid of clothes in your closet and you just keep buying and adding, but you never get rid of the things that you no longer can fit, or no longer maybe out of date, or something that you're not even in that season anymore. Where you used to wear it 10 years ago, but now that's not your style any longer, but you still have it. And the more you add, there's the bar that you hang your clothes up on, that at some point in time, when you put too many clothes on there, it's going to break
It's right.
because of the weight. And that is our bodies with unresolved trauma. When you don't heal from the things that have happened to you, at some point you start feeling the pressure in your neck, the pressure in your shoulders. You start feeling headaches and things that's going on because there's unresolved issues that you need to bring to light so that you can free yourself and feel better. And that can
Yes.
eliminate some of the diseases that we have. Because Natasha was saying, when you hear people now, you always hear autoimmune diseases. It's always somebody saying, oh, well, I've been diagnosed with autoimmune disease. Those things happen because of unresolved anxiety and stress and depression and anger and unforgiveness and grief. All those things are a big ball up inside of you that keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger until something snaps. So
Yeah.
before we get there, we want to heal for real.
And
Yes.
it might not just be your body, your brain will snap. Lose your mind behind all of that.
We
Like I
talked
was telling
about that
you, I'm
brain.
sharing with
How the brain is connected too.
on Monday that my doctor keeps saying my stress levels, and I tell him I'm not stressed about anything. I don't feel stressed about anything, because in my mind, stress is hey, what's going on? No, and he may not feel it, but it's showing up. So what we gonna do about it? Yeah, that's the same thing with Trump. All of these things that you keep saying are just because that's who you are, snapping, popping off at people, anything and everything. Somebody walk past you, the wind blow, you mad, you pissed, you this, you that. It's something at the root of it. Created in
And
his
let's stay
image.
there for a second, Reverend Pat, because I don't think people really understand that, but you have to pay attention to yourself. When certain people come to you or you see them on Facebook and you get angry, that's a problem. If somebody says something or looks a certain way or does something and you get upset or irritated or frustrated, that's a problem. And it's something at the root of that problem. So we
It's,
got to start paying attention to, why do you get so upset just because somebody shows up, or just because they say something, or just because, what is that about? It's got to be something. And we want to say, oh, they just get on my nerves because they always this, that, and the third. But the reality is, why would that take us so far out of character to where now I need me a goody powder because baby, they didn't get on my nerves? Why?
Yeah.
yeah.
We got to figure out, it's not that person, because that person probably ain't did nothing to you. But it's something going on in your life, or something that
Yeah.
maybe reminds you of somebody, maybe their mannerism, maybe their look. Something has triggered something inside of us in order for us to give that response.
Yeah. It's almost like, when people say, I can't listen to that song, because when I listen to that song triggers things, and put me back to memory lane. I remember when. Yes. So would you just keep hitting play on that song when you know that song gonna do that to you? No, you remove it. It's
Listen,
other songs that you can
look,
listen
I want
to.
to be angry.
Keep playing that one. So
There's some
it's
people, but there are some people that don't want to be resolved. They don't want to resolve it. They feel like they deserve it. They deserve their anger. They deserve their unforgiveness. It's theirs and they're not giving it up. And it has nothing anymore to do with that person. That's just what you decided you want to hang on to. And that gives you, in other words, that gives you meaning, your life meaning, because you have one thing that's just, it's yours. No matter how many times somebody taught you about it, that's how you want to feel, and that's how you're going to be. My girlfriend and I was talking about someone in the same situation. She had an idea of how her childhood would be. She didn't live a bad childhood. She wasn't abused. She wasn't anything. But she felt like her childhood should have been a certain way. So now she lives her adult life trying to live a life that she thinks she should have had. Now that sounds crazy to us, but until you release whatever that is to Christ, you go to church every Sunday, sit on that pew. It's plenty of people that go to church on Sunday and they haven't been delivered. They have not truly accepted Christ. But when we choose to sincerely accept Christ, all of that unforgiveness, hatred, anger, malice, that stuff is removed. Because why? He will not let you walk around with it. You can't serve him with it. And eventually, the Holy Spirit's going to convict you so badly, you don't have to realize, I got to let that go. I need to make amends with my mama, my daddy, my sister, my brother, my whoever, so that I can live a life. Because you're not in peace. You're a miserable somebody, and don't nobody want to be around you. They just tolerate you, but they see you coming and they're going another direction. They see your number up and they let the phone call go to answering service. My thing yesterday while we were talking was, we're getting too old for this. 50s and 60s, still angry and still mad and still hanging on to a mess that's been over for 100 years. Life is too short. Life is too short. There are people dying every day that probably thought they had a whole year or another month or another week to get they start to say some ish together, and they didn't. Why are we wasting our time with this stuff in this day and age? This is when we ought to be all pulling together. I don't care if you long lost mamas, sisters, daughters, fathers. It is too much going on to waste your time into some past trauma that God can easily just clean you up of. But it's a lot of people don't want it. And it's sad. That conversation just came back to mind. That is sad and it is scary. I'll choose joy over anything, any day, anyhow. And I can say that because I've been there. If you've ever been in that place, you have really truly hated somebody and could care less about what happened to them and delivered you from that, you would understand what I'm saying. But I've been there. It wasn't for that person. We have to say that. You're getting rid of all of that is not for the other person. It's for you. So that you can sparkle, so that you can shine, so that you can walk into your destiny. It's not for the other person. But I think that's how we do it. That if I forgive him or her, I'm letting them off scot-free. No, you're not. God's
the reality is, Reverend Pat, they're going to be somewhere eating good, drinking good, living good, whether you forgive them or not.
Exactly.
We think that, I'm not going to forgive them. We think we're holding them hostage and like they're over there miserable. Child, they probably haven't even thought about you or the incident that you're holding on to that has traumatized you. They went on and did multiple things since then, and they're just like,
and you still stalking them on their fake social media, like,
looking to see what they doing and who they with and all that. The bully that bullied you in 8th grade, baby, trust and believe, they didn't went on and got them a whole family. They didn't went and did graduations, job promotions. You know what I'm saying? They didn't been on vacation. They've done a lot of things. They haven't thought about that. You've allowed it to hold you hostage. They have moved on about their business. And until we can recognize that, because Kelly said proof that forgiveness removes a lot of stress.
It removes it. It removes that foundation of that stress. because a
It's
lot of
gone.
our stress is if you process it, a lot of stress is from not forgiving. You have not given that person, giving yourself the permission to forgive them and move on your life. So that build up, the foundation comes from forgiveness, because that was not unfair. Like we can break down why I should not forgive them. That list is so long versus the list that says why I should forgive them. Like, so we look at, we're unbalanced if you decide not to forgive, because forgiveness is, I give myself my permission to, I'm giving you this forgiveness, whether you want it, whether you take it, I don't care what you do and how you run with it. But what I'm going to do is let go of this. I'm letting go of this. And here you go. You can have this. I'm not going to hold on to this forgiveness. Like, my life, you
And
got to
sometimes
get
you
to
don't
the
even have
point
to tell
that
them.
I'm too worthy. I deserve too much. I deserve the
Absolutely.
world to be holding on to what my
Absolutely.
daddy did 20 years, 25, 40, 50 years ago. I'm still holding this on hostage. And after me, he made 6 other kids. So you still over here, and he had produced 6 other kids, and you still over here, just like we were saying, you still my ex did me this way. My ex, yes, he did, but he's an ex. And when you have an X across something, that crosses it out. Those feelings has to be blocked out, and you have to put, not that, yes, deal with your emotions, deal with them. But once you deal with them, I say before you deal with those emotions, you give them over that forgiveness, and then I'll come back and deal with me. I'll deal, like, I'm gonna give you that, but then I'll come back and deal with those other things that I let that one forgiveness attach to. It's like a little wet rat. It's like the little roaches. Once you see one roach,
Whole gang coming.
the whole gang come. But that's what unforgiveness does. It
Ooh,
attaches to
It
other
multiplies.
things.
It multiplies. It's just like
And-
mold.
yes,
If you've ever seen bread and it's the piece of mold on it, and it may be a little tiny dot. The longer that it sits, the more that gets. It grows. And then not only does it get the first piece of bread, it's going to get the remaining until the entire loaf is messed up. So you
yes,
gotta understand how, but same thing when you bruise an apple. Bruises are hurts. They're untreated
yes.
traumas. It's
It's
things that
it's a
bruise your
scar.
heart, bruise your soul, bruise your emotions. We get bruised easily by things, and we feel like I just can't believe they did me like this, and I just don't understand why me. But the reality is, you got to deal with the fact that it happened, and you got to choose because you have a choice. You can choose to say that I'm gonna be mad the rest of my life, and you know it is what it is, and I'm gonna be nasty and ugly to everybody who comes in contact with me because I'm trying to protect my heart. But you
Mm-hmm.
miss out on life when you allow that one person, that incident, whether it was one incident or multiple, because for
Oh,
some people, you were multiply
yes.
molested by
yeah,
the
you
same
were
person
over
multiple
and
times,
over.
over and over. But the
Yep.
reality is, either you're going to take control of how your life comes out from that incident, or you're going to be stuck there, and everything that you do is going to be a direct result of that. You didn't get a job, or you didn't get, or somebody said something to you, or somebody didn't bring you a present, or they bought a better present for somebody else than they got for you. Everything is based through the lens of that hurt and that bruise and that
Mm-hmm.
mold and that stuff that turns into gangrene, and next thing you know, you got to get a limb amputated. When you get gangrene,
Exactly.
they cut stuff off
They're not
because
worth
they
it.
trying to
I'm
keep it from
telling you.
going even further.
Them
I know,
people are
well,
not
Y'all
I
worth
gotta
went from
it.
mold
forgive
to
us.
gangrene.
We went from roaches to molded bread, and now we're at gangrene and losing limbs. Y'all ought to be ready. Today ought to be Forgiveness Friday. Y'all ought to just go watch this over and say, I don't want none of that in my life. I don't want
You still want that? Nobody wants any of
None
that
of
in
that
your life.
stuff.
You don't want mold. You don't want gangrene. You don't want roaches. You don't want any
Nothing.
of that in your life. So we got to deal with that. And I'm sorry, I was going to say Reverend Doris Cole, but Miss Doris said, unforgiveness hurts you, not
Not
them.
them.
And
It
the
that
reality is, though,
you
let's
know
break
what,
it down.
Angela, what's crazy? That person don't even know they hurt you. Like they don't,
I'm
like
not
you over here still upset and all pushed up.
telling-
They have no idea in some cases, and
in some
I'm just
cases,
talking about some
in
cases.
some cases, yes.
I'm mad at Angela because some Angela said Angela has no now Sparkle acting all funny and acting all different when I don't even know what I said to that girl. So when you put when she like Sparkle mad at you, she is like for
Why?
what?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, oh, okay.
You took something personal because of something she said, and I know I'm guilty of it. Something I said might have hurt somebody's feelings, and I didn't even know that it hurt their feelings. So now they feel, oh, I'm not following Sparkle. I'm not joining her communities. I'm not doing her part because when she talked about that, and I know she was talking about me. I know she was. How do you know that?
And what do you think about you?
What do you think about you?
Because
I
some
was,
things are directly the Holy Spirit said it, and if the shoe fit, then you should put the shoe on and go ahead and receive what you need to receive
Right.
instead of being like, oh shit, that shoe don't belong to me. I'm not putting that shoe on. It's we got like you were saying, Reverend Pat. It comes a maturity level where
yep.
at some point you cannot take everything personal. Everything is not
And,
a personal attack to you. Nobody's
and,
attacking you.
and even
They're
if
just
you're
saying what the
not
Lord
at
said.
that, even if you're not there yet, the goodness in God is if you keep asking him or seeking the healing from him, it's going to come. You may not be there right now. Maybe that hurt was so traumatic that you're taking baby steps. But the thing is, at least you reached a point where you know, I can't carry this anymore. I was watching a movie and this woman said something to a young man who had really been hurt. His life was just, man, they were poor. I mean, dirt poor. Lost his father, lost his uncles, and he was just so hurt. And she looked at me and she said, I know you've been hurt. And he said, I have. And this was that stuck with me. She said, you have two choices when you've been hurt. And he said, what are they? She said, you can either let the hurt use you or you can use the hurt. Which one you want to do? In other words, you can let that pain eat you up and destroy you, or you can take those hurts and use those as a motivation to move forward. Period. That's all you're gonna do. That's not. We don't have choices. Either you're gonna let that hurt use you and make you that unhappy, miserable, always complaining person, or you gonna take those things in your life that were not what you expected. Because look, God wrote every day of your life out. He ain't surprised by what happened in your life.
Not at
So
all.
whatever. That's why he's the only one that can heal it.
Yes.
But
And
take that
Reverend
hurt.
Pat, you just talking, you made me think about when you fall and you get a scar on your leg, do you ignore the scar or do you go grab some alcohol, some peroxide, and start bandaging it up? You start making sure that scar does not even turn to a scar. You like, I fell and I hit my knee. Do you just walk around and say, oh, I hit my knee, it's all bruised up, I'm not going to do anything about it? I'm mad at that hit. Like, how did I get hurt? I don't know how I fell off the ball. So I'm just going to walk around with this big old patch of blood running down. You're going to clean it up. You're going to come, grab some first aid kit. You're going to clean it up. You're going to put a Band-Aid on it for so long, and then you take it off so it can get what? Air. So it can breathe. And that's the same thing with forgiveness. It's a bruise inside of you that you refuse to go get a first aid kit and heal it so that it won't stay there and everybody saw where you hurting at.
And your trauma is not only unhealed, it's like you have a scab. And
But it's
unforgiveness,
no different than what that would have been.
it's not
It's
no
just a
different.
little scratch.
You know, you have some kids that just love to peel the scab off of a cut. They just, and the mom instead of saying, stop doing that and let it heal. It's so nasty. Stop doing that. But for that kid, they get some kind of satisfaction off taking the scab off.
Yes.
And that's how you are when you've been traumatized and you refuse to give it to God. Every time you bring that thing up or you allow someone to trigger you, it's just like peeling the scab off. Now you got to start all the healing process all over again. Why not just let him heal you? And that's not, and I hate to say that sometimes because it sounds so easy. And y'all, it's not easy.
It's not.
Because in order to reach that point, you have to look at yourself in the mirror and say, I don't want to be this person anymore. I don't want to feel this way anymore. I don't want to carry this anymore. It's affecting me. It's affecting the people around me. It's affecting the people I love. Lord, help me heal. That's a hard step, but it's a courageous step.
It is.
And
that's the beauty.
It's not happening all at one time. He's not a magic wand waver.
Right.
He's not just going to wave a wand and say, okay, no pain. You're going to have to go through the process. You're going to have to go through the process of forgiving and moving on. But how do you want to live the rest of your life knowing that this woman is on TV begging for somebody to bring her mother back? Who snatches a 78-year-old woman out of her home? And what are the odds that they're going to come back and find this woman living? The police are saying the odds of them finding her alive are slim to none. What are we wasting our time on when there's so much we could be doing with our lives?
Exactly. And the reality is, even when you talked about the scab, sometimes when you pick that scab, there's still a tender spot. Even though the scab is covering it, you can be picking it, and it might not hurt as much when you're picking on the outside, but you get to that center and you try to pull that scab, you like, that it's a little piece of pain that hit you when you try to pull this, so that lets you know that even when the scab is over, it's still covering hurt.
Yep.
And you have to be gentle with yourself. You have to give yourself grace. Like you said, It's not an overnight process. Just because the scab comes doesn't mean that you're fully healed up under there. Because you mess around and run and have that scab and hit it up against your knee up against something. The scab is on there, baby. You don't know what
that's just like them paper cuts. Them paper cuts. You know how little a paper cut is, but that thing hurt like you feel like my whole hand is disconnected from that little bitty cut. Like that little paper cut hurts worse than a big. You were like, I should have just failed instead of this. But
I really do that.
Exactly. And I don't know what that was, Reverend Pat. What's that stuff that people used to put on scars that it was like red, like a red liquid that used to like burn?
Iodine.
Yes.
Iodine.
Woo!
And way back. That's like way back.
I know, right? I'm trying to think like I know she's talking about something. What she talking about?
Y'all know I'm an old woman.
No, you're not.
Right.
But have you seen this video that's going around of this girl? Angela was talking about bullies, and this lady is walking through the airport, and this woman approaches her, and she catches her off guard, and she's like, "What the heck? What's going on?" And she said, "I remember you." And she goes, "What? I remember you. You used to bully me when we were in school." And the woman is like, "I don't know you." She said, "Oh, I know you anywhere." And I promised myself, if I ever saw you, I was going to tell you about bullying
Oh,
me. This
see, I
woman
got
is
scared. I didn't know what she was gonna say.
this woman is
I
like,
thought you were putting her
I
down
don't
there.
know you. Why would you run up on me like that? And she said, take a good look. I remember me bullying. She said, you ought to be over that by now. That was 20 years ago. And she said, no, the things that y'all did to me, you don't get over. You don't know how that stays with a person. And she said, well, I don't know you. I don't remember you. That was 20 years ago. We're grown now. And she said, yeah, we've grown. But I said, if I ever got to say it to you, that mind you that you bullied me. I
See,
wanted
she
to do
should have
something.
told her. I just want you to know I
Knocked
forgive
her
you.
fire out that room, took her Louis Vuitton suitcase, purse, and everything, and said, you owe me this. Knocked the fire out of the room.
I knew it was up. I knew it was. I knew this was not gonna be. I knew something was gonna be connected to
I'm
this.
on
It
there
wasn't
like,
gonna
is
be-
this
I'm over there
AI?
saying, you should have said, I forgive you. She said, I'm not saying no, I forgive you. Give me all your stuff. You owe me this because you hurt me.
And I'm like, is this AI? No, it was not AI. It was real. She ran into her at the airport, knocked her smooth out into everything and told her, you owe me this. What the heck? Now, can y'all imagine somebody from 20 years ago who she didn't even recognize her, but and I thought about it, I said that, the one that got punched, she probably was just hanging out with her clique. She was probably trying to fit in like any other young girl in junior high, trying to be with the cool girls, and probably didn't even realize that the impact she was having on another young girl, because maybe that just really even wasn't her. Maybe that
Didn't
wasn't
even know.
her personality. But
didn't have no clue.
Didn't have no effect. I was like, and she was so pretty. The one that got punched, she was such a beautiful
she wasn't
woman. Not after that.
The lesson in that is outside of you got to be able to heal and move past some of the things. I mean, and it's easier said
don't
than
go
done
around punching people.
But the reality is, and for me, I think as adults now, we need to be responsible for the children that we bring up, to say that don't be out here traumatizing people. Don't be out here bullying people.
Yes.
Don't be out here misusing men or women, in relationships. Don't do that, because you don't know or don't do your children. Because I remember Oprah had a show one time where men who were in their 60s and 70s still crying behind the lack of relationship they had with their dads. People don't realize
it's real.
It's
real.
So real. You don't realize that like the lady said, you should have been over there. That was 20-something years ago. You don't know how your actions directly impact somebody else.
And you can't tell them how long it takes to get
how long it takes to do.
People always trying to put a date by stuff.
Exactly.
But that happened 10 years ago.
It's a lot of broken children living within adults today. Exactly.
That is the absolute truth.
That's the absolute truth. That's how my healing came, was tapping into that younger me. But let me tell you something funny. So Noah, we're starting to understand Noah a little bit. But he's been talking about pain doesn't have a timetable. But for the last month, he's been coming on talking about Daniel. But you can't understand, you can understand some of what he's saying. Then he'll say, Daniel hit me, or he'll get brought up and he said, no, that wasn't me, that was Daniel. So of course my daughter was like, she went and took him breakfast, lunch one day, and she came home and she said, Mama, I gotta talk to this teacher. Daniel made 3 of Noah. We're not gonna have him in there bullying my baby. He make 3 of Noah.
Oh, he been bullying him, been messing with him.
So she sends the teacher a message. That was right word freeze. Teacher didn't get the answer. And so she sent her another note the day after Norton went back to school, and he started talking about hit him again. Daniel hit him again. So Sam calls the teacher and says, please call me because we need to talk about Daniel. Daniel is way too big to hit Noah. And the teacher wrote her note back and said, no, it's not Daniel the bully. Noah is the bully.
See, people think because of size, the size, they automatically.
Daniel big old self ain't gonna be messing with my baby. No, it's that boo girl. I don't care nothing about how big Daniel is. I'm gonna get Daniel because Daniel he is using my toy when I want it and I need it back.
Yeah, because we measure stuff by size. Like, oh, that big old, as big as he is, he has to be the bullier. Yeah. You can't go by what it seems like. But guess what, y'all? We're out of time. It's Friday. We're going to release people today.
You have to tell us about your new program.
Yes,
no. Getting out of here without that.
Oh, I thought we was past time. But my website, first of all, write down my website, sparklelove4u.com. sparklelove4u.com. So as you know, I wrote the book, I Am My Dream Come True. This is how you get released from all this bullying, all this tied up stuff. It's through my 31-day devotion. God has laid on my mind not to do it just as a devotion that you just give it to people. I would like to I'm building a community of I Am My Dream Come True. This is where we will come together once a week and we will discuss in detail about each day that we have read those prior 7 days so that you can get a better understanding and get healed for real this time. Let go for real. Believe you are your dream come true. And let me make this very clear. To become your dream come true does not mean that everything in your life is right. That doesn't mean that you live in this mansion with the white fence with your little doggy outside, that your bank account is on overflow, that your marriage is all blossom and y'all the couple of the century. You have to be willing to build when the house is in destruction, when everything is wrong. You have to believe in yourself so much to build this house up. So this is building you up to understand that I am my dream come true, despite any situation, despite if I'm not at the job I want, despite that I'm not in the marriage that I want, or I'm single. It doesn't matter the status for you to become your dream come true. So join my community. It only costs for you to buy the book. Once you buy the book, then we will start diving deeply into each day so that you can get a fullness. I don't want you to read this book just here goes another devotional. No, I want you to dive deep. I want you to breathe in and breathe out. So some meditation takes place in the book because you are your dream come true. Reverend Pat, I see it. Is something on your mind? You look like.
I'm enjoying it.
Okay, so please, if you're serious about 2026, I'm done and I'm over nightmares, because sometimes you're not sleeping because you're still stuck in those nightmares. You're still stuck in those trauma. You're still stuck in that unforgiveness. And it's time for you to wake up and understand who you are. That's one community. The second community is, yes, I am single, but I'm here to help us all enjoy our status, where we're at in life. Yes, you will be a married woman or a married man if that is God's will for your life. If God has promised you that you will have a husband or wife, you will. But you can't rush into this without you preparing to be who God has called you to be. So yes, I'm single, but it's a community of single people that's coming together so that we can lean and depend on each other to help us when we're ready to go to that booty call at 4 a.m. So it's a community of people that will push you through when I'm lonely and I don't know what to do. It's a community of people that are here to support you as we're going through, as you're going through this assignment. Because singleness is an assignment directly from God. Singleness is not I got picked over, I got looked over, I'm not chosen, I'm not picked. You're completely chosen. You're chosen to do this time. And in that, we are going to dig deeper of how do you talk? What's your language? What kind of language do you speak in your singleness? Especially if you're deciding to get married. Run past, stop laughing at me.
Look, run past the booty calls don't just come at 4 a.m. For those who say, well, mine didn't come at 4, I'm going to do mine at 1. It's for all of the booty calls. Get them strong.
And no, sometimes, the older we get, the booty calls is at 10 o'clock because by noon.
I was getting ready to say, they're going to be like, she ain't talking to me, baby, because don't nobody call me at 4 o'clock. At 4 o'clock, I'm asleep. No,
because by midnight, you probably sleep. You're knocked out. So it's not.
That's for any hour.
But yes, I'm single. Is letting go of those exes that you still holding on. You're still holding on to what Scott did or Billy did. It's to release yourself.
Love me. Mama still call me and want me to come out for Christmas.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tell her don't call you.
And you still going because obviously the family loves me.
Family love me.
The mama loves you, but he don't love you.
Right. Tell her don't call you this year. 2026, don't call me to the family gap.
I'm not going. But you are moving. And the last point that I want to say, people have put up a wall that they never want to get married ever again because of some things that happened in their in the past. They have decided marriage is not for me. Because if it was, I wouldn't have had to go through what I had to go through. Every step of our life is necessary.
This right here proves to me that Stephen and Sparkle be on the same page. Because, Sparkle always talking about getting in the morning, how her bladder works, and thanking God for her bladder doing what he need to do at the right time. And Stephen said the toilet is the only time the dude is going to get at 4 a.m. Y'all might have to wait on Reverend Pat behind this because y'all know she's going to be tickled for a good little minute.
Oh, my God.
Yes. And if you desire marriage, this is a community that's touching and agreeing with you and believing in your becoming. It's all my communities are all about becoming her. Yes, you are her. Yes, you are the best. Yes, you are your dream come true. So please go to my website, because I posted something and I didn't put the www.
SparkleLove4u.com.
Yes. Right. Even if you just going by just because I ain't gonna join none of her communities, but I want to see what she's doing. I'm okay with that too. I'll take those blessings too.
Look, it counts too. So
it does. It counts.
It still counts. Just come see me. All right. Oh, well, we know now. Definitely. I never heard an elevator pitch that included booty call, but y'all heard what she said. You're feeling
so, and and Reverend Pat, you know me. We're doing wrong. Yeah. We're not doing no. This community is not about doing no sugarcoating, fixing it up. It is a raw community that we're gonna talk about some stuff. We're gonna dig in some stuff so that when you do, when you say I do this time, it's for life. It's not for. And you gonna understand. I need my purpose partner. I don't need no partner just to be hanging around with. I need a purpose partner. But follow me. Please go to my website. Check it out. If you have any questions, you know how to contact me. It even has a contact place if you need to contact me. Let's do this thing for real. That means get healed for real, get delivered for real, walk in peace for real, walk in joy for real. It's a walk in love for real. This year is about I'm gonna do it for real in every area.
In every area.
Every area.
Yes.
That's right.
That part.
That part. So, Reverend Pat, are you coming afterwards?
I'm right behind y'all.
Okay.
I am right
So, Reverend Pat's coming right behind us. I believe God. Do you believe God? We believe God. We believe God. We believe God. We believe God. Have a blessed day. We will see you back on Tuesday.
See y'all on Monday.